What's going on, guys? Let's start right here. I actually got thinking I saw him sitting here waiting to get my truck looked at. Got the old computers and all. I got to check into line on right now. Trying to waiting for it to get diagnosed one night and see what it is. Probably some minor, man. Truck runs fine. Pulls fine. I had no problem with it this morning, but got to take a look at some under warranty. Free work, can't deny it. But something dawned on me this week. And this couple days ago, I noticed what day it was. I got thinking, it has been a year I have been driving with a Class A legally. Now, y'all probably out there, seats and all hollering, Turbo's a steering wheel holder. He don't even drive for a year. Man, this and that. Let me tell you something. Steering wheel holder, non-driver, super trucker, whatever you want. I've been called all. Don't care. But in the past year, with my CDL, I'm going on my third job. Not saying it's bad, I quit this job for reasons, but I figured I'm gonna look back and look. I figured I'd take the time to look back and see how it went. Like I say, October of last year, of course, I was working for a dealership, a Western Star dealership, and they needed a guy that needed to have a Class A. Our shop foreman had a B. He couldn't pull trailers. He didn't want to pull trailers. He just got the B and just said heck with it. Well, the president of the company told me, he said, John, you need to get your Class A. You need to get it. You got the experience. You have your learners. You get it back. And I let my learners expire I've had my learners for 4 years off and on just for, that's a story for another day. But he told me, he said, I'll provide the truck and the trailer. You provide the learners and your time, and we'll do it. Yes, sir. Get it. Take it. Now, I worked for him 6 months when I left. Now, I got my learners, and I ain't gonna lie, I bummed the preacher first time. Everything was on my own. I never took classes none and all that. Well, they say come back in a month, 30 days. So October rolls around, call them again, they give me the appointment set up, and I go. Take it, flying colors, I say flying colors. It's usually I'm flying by the seat of my pants. That's usually what happens. And I get it. Work there for the next 3 months, and finally decide I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go in the trucking full time. I was turning wrenches for a little under, 9 years. So I started when I was young, you know, 13 or so, fresh in high school. Didn't want to work. Didn't want to work at McDonald's, so I figured I'm gonna turn wrenches. I'm gonna work on big trucks. I've been around since I was day one. I grew up in them. Well, nobody would hire me. They said, John, no experience. You ain't got no experience. No experience. No experience. Nah, no. Finally, I worked for a ready mix company close to my home, or it was close to my home at the time. We moved, but worked for them, won't bad. The worst part was for me the hours. The money was decent, paid alright, but I learned quick we weren't the highest paying company around. We were not the highest paid, but they would work the dog piss out of you from sunlight to sun up. I can remember waking up and getting up at 1 o'clock and running from 1 to 6 o'clock in the afternoon or at night because the loads had to go. and they would run you all the way to your law. And we ran on a 100 mile on air miles, but we had no regulation. But they would push us to the envelope of. They would run you 14 hours if they wanted to, 14, 15 hours a day if they wanted to. They would push your limits. Finally, they're going good, probably right there, 4 or 5 months, and something happened that I will never forget. It will stay with me till always. Going on one side road, old 2 lane blacktop, had a fellow driver in front of me, one of ours, 10-yard trucks. I mind you, the 10-yard trucks, quad axles, you know, he had maybe half a load on, if that. He didn't have half. He probably had 4 yards of crate on his truck. I had a big load, 10. It happened so fast. Truck drifted off a little bit, slide around sideways, landed on the right side, back on his head, and back on the driver's side. It went up on where it stops. Y'all, I probably didn't park 20 feet away. I felt like I was running 200 yards. I'd never get to that truck. Checked on him, pulled stuff off him. He had coolers and jackets, hat, stuff like that. All this gear he had in the truck was all on top of him. I had to pull it off. And I ain't gonna lie. I worked record. I worked tows and heavy records and all. Accident scenes, it never fazed me. I almost turned a truck over when I was younger. Little box truck, never fazed me. I'll tell you one thing. I always told, get back in the truck, do your job. But when you see it happen to somebody else, and you are the only two there on that road at the time, you feel helpless. You are at all. I did not know what to do. I just ran, checked on him. I knew not to pull anything off him. I didn't yank on. I didn't grab my shoulders or the belt buckle and drag him out of the truck because I didn't know what happened to him. I didn't know what would hurt. I saw blood and that was it. I didn't mess with him. I would make sure he was comfy, make sure he was safe. Nothing, make sure none will continue or anything like that. I secured the scene. That was it. Well, I called dispatch and they told me, leave the scene of the accident, go deliver your load. And I told them, nobody's here. It's me and him. There's a couple four-wheelers behind us, and that's it. Well, you gotta go deliver that crate. You gotta get off your truck. Don't worry about him. They'll get him. Deliver the load, get back. I was livid. Well, I can't hold none of that. I told everybody in the yard. I told some office guys. I told them I was pissed. It was, disrespectful. It was unprofessional and all that. Well, the next day, safety man decided to come and give us a lecture. Yeah, the guy did not have a CDL. The only time he ever had any seat time in the truck was in the passenger seat watching us drive. Well, he decided to give us a lecture telling us it was his fault. He did it. And I watched the whole thing go down. And it spread through the company that I did this heroic act. I pretty much ripped. They were T800 setback axle Kenworths, fiberglass top, cabs. Everybody saying I ripped the cab off the rest of the way, pulled him out, rescued him, put the fire out with my breath and all that bull. I told him I was doing what any man hope would do for me. Well, after the little safety session was over, I'm at my truck getting it ready, kicking the tires, and they asked me, said, John, I should have asked you yesterday or this morning, how are you? How are you holding up after this? I said, how am I holding up, safety man? I just watched a fellow driver go over, and y'all told me to leave. That don't just go away. that kind of just stays in there deep, you know. Well, he started explaining that the dispatcher did not know that there was. They had the other dispatcher next to him had a scanner on, and what he heard was rescue squad, fire department already on scene, store was shut down, the scene was secure by them. He dropped the ball. I'm talking, he didn't just drop like a tennis ball on the ground. He dropped a damn bowling ball on his foot. Well, they apologized to me. They apologized to her. They told me they apologized to him. But I told him I wasn't going to leave, and I didn't want to leave. But y'all made me. Because I was in fear of losing my job due to it. That I should have stayed. But in fear of losing my job, because I had a family to provide for, I left. And so, well, we don't want you to get the thought of, you know, the concrete in that drum more important than what's in the cab. So that went on. A month or two went by. You know, I ain't too good on timelines. I can barely remember what I did yesterday. But I had a child, another one. I was on the other side of the county, and she was in the city getting taken by ambulance. And I told them, she's going to labor. You want to get this truck, or I'm gone. They told me again, you got $2,000 of concrete in that truck. You can't leave. You got to deliver the load, then go. Still fear of losing my job because I had a family to provide for. I didn't leave. I should have, but I didn't. Well, the load got dumped off, and well, they called me back as I was dumping the load, and they said they had a guy en route leaving a job just up the road from them, coming back to get me. I said, okay. They told me they were en route, told me I should have left. I didn't. I finished the load. 30, 40 minutes top, pouring a footer. Wash the truck off, wash the chutes off, wash everything off, roll everything up, hang everything up, get in the truck, and I start pulling out, and they start pulling in. I jumped into the truck and I hollered, "Yeah, a day late and $1 short. Get out my way." Yo, that truck went run about 60 miles an hour. I had it pegged out going down the road. And as soon as I got to the yard, I jumped in my personal truck and hauled tail down the interstate to get to the hospital. Needless to say, I took 2 weeks off for my wife and baby. Wait for that, all that, got everything straight. Went back to work. Needless to say, that same week I gave my 2 weeks notice. I didn't work on a 1 week there because I knew they were going to screw me over. Long days or even short days where I wasn't making that much money. Send you out to locations that were just it was a gargantuan pile of crap at what they did. So I called them that day. I called them that Thursday. I said, I quit. This is my last day. I ain't finished my 2 weeks. I don't care about if I have to come back, I can. Bull crap. No, I ain't ever gonna come back. Left there, took a week off, got things in order, start my new job here. Pulling flatbeds, skateboards, drop decks, double drops and all that. Pretty good. I worked for this man back when I was younger, first started out working with my work permit. They had these here in Virginia. Had my work permit and all. Started working for him. Come back, got my CDL, and I told him I got my CDL and I need a job. He said, "Come on." Been pulling here ever since. I suspect I've been working here going on 3 months. And I can't say nothing bad about him. The man will give you the straw of his back, will do anything he can to help you. Yeah, he's pretty good. But if I could just say this for the year I've been running, things don't always go your way. And one thing about y'all that are just starting out, you're in school, going to school, or out, or if you're like me, I never went. They don't make it easy on you. Unless you got Schneider, Swift, some big company that's a training company that will take you, a lot of people don't want you. I learned that quick. If you can find somebody that will take you on and let you get your experience, stay with it for a good while until something goes south, or they start to do you wrong. They wouldn't start to pick up, but they had a tropical storm or whatever starting to come through here. Starting to rock the cab of the truck. But but yeah, that has been the year. Going and be starting the second one now. And look for many more years and miles in the cab of a truck. And I don't plan on stepping out anytime soon. But I am hoping in the next decade, I hope I don't take a decade now, but I hope to be going owner operator. Be nice. Old pipe dream I had since I was a kid, but we'll see what happens. Man treats me good, I might go on lease to him and pull his stuff and pull some other stuff on him when they get slow. But for right now, I have no truck payment. I ain't got to pay for fuel. Right now it's sitting pretty good, making decent money. Can't complain. Well, I'm gonna step out here, stretch out in this day cab, and wait here probably 2 hours, waiting for them to look at the truck. They said it's gonna be a couple more, so we're gonna try to stretch out. I'm like 6'1", 6 foot on a good day. Let me tell you something. These day cabs ain't comfortable. If I could have a sleeper, I would take it any day over a day cab. But me and the dog sitting here chilling, looking at the rain, watching the wind. Can't talk. Watching the wind rock the cab. And we're gonna see what bullshit, whatever, is wrong in the truck. But y'all, this is Turbo signing off. I'll catch y'all again.